Good for him. Now, let's head back to Brixton, where Dillion Whyte is working out ahead of that heavyweight fight against Anthony Joshua. And you can see there Fraser Dayton waiting to speak to us. And I believe you've got Johnny Nelson there and Adam Smith as well alongside you.
I certainly have indeed, yes. It's a little bit chaotic in here, probably to say the least, isn't it? But this is the kind of atmosphere we are used to. But let's take you inside the ring itself. Dillion Whyte just about to put his gloves on, hopefully, by the looks of things. Maybe a little bit of stretching off to start with. But the first thing to say is that, as per usual with Dillion, he's got a massive smile on his face. He's loving the attention here, isn't he?
Shall I tell you why? Because this atmosphere I get, it's not a stern environment. It's very friendly. It's very community-based, and he feels at home here. He's looked upon as a hero here in Brixton because that's basically what it is. He's put this place on the map. So he's got a lot of support here. And I spoke to one or two of the people here, and they said, look, we're fans of Joshua, we like Joshua, but he's our boy, you know, and we know what he can do, what he's capable of, and styles make fights. He's very comfortable. This is where he feels at home, and I get it.
This was typical, wasn't it, a little earlier, Adam, when we saw the hands being wrapped. Typical Jonathan Banks, which comes typically from Manny Stewart, of course. The fact that they took a long time and very, very careful about making sure everything was right with the hands.
Fraser, we talked about it, didn't we, out in Austria and in Germany, and Emmanuel Stewart really, you know, sort of set the template for Lennox Lewis, for Vladimir Klitschko, for the professionalism that they go about the job, the time it takes to wrap the hands, absolutely everything in order. And it's got that feel here. Obviously, Banks, having had the disappointment with Vladimir Klitschko, has got a point to prove here with Dillion Whyte. I tell you what, Fraser, he looks so relaxed, so cool. It looks like there's no pressure on those broad shoulders. And there isn't really, you know. Anthony Joshua is obviously favoured to win this, favoured to move into 2016, and everyone's talking about him and Hay and Fury. What about this fella? He's 16-0. He's done very little wrong in the ring. He's got absolutely nothing to lose in this fight, and he's a handful. He can hit hard. Jonathan Banks saying, I think to you earlier, that he hits harder on the pads than Joshua does. You know, it's going to be fascinating. You know, we know about Anthony Joshua up to 3 rounds. We know how hard he hits. We know how quick and athletic he is. But what if Dillion Whyte can take him into the trenches? We saw it. We didn't think we'd see it with Fury and Klitschko. We thought Klitschko would blow Fury away. It didn't happen like that. Heavyweight boxing is strange. Yes, you fancy Joshua, but this guy, I tell you what, I'm liking the buzz around him.
Yeah, you know what? Look at the twinkle in his eye. Look at the smile on his face. Yes, how relaxed he is. He's getting some star attention, and he's getting used to that. That is like a drug. You're thinking, I want more of this. And this is he's thinking, I'm here. This is what I'm getting used to. And I'm telling you now, he reminds me so much of Joe Fraser. I don't know why, but I just think this will just make for a fascinating clash.
It was all a bit sort of artificial yesterday, wasn't it? It was set up in a sports club. You know, we didn't really have the feeling that you do in this sort of gym under the arches. And, you know, I mean, Johnny knows in Winkerbank, you know, the fact that there's 40, 50, 60 packed in, it builds an atmosphere. And I think he just absolutely loves this, Dillion Whyte. You know, he's had his camp away and he's come home, and he feels he is at home, and he feels, you know, he's the London boy, and you know, he looks ready to, first of all, put on a show in this workout, and secondly, put on a show Saturday night. Is he good enough? We don't know yet.
Just briefly take us through, Johnny, this idea that obviously we talk about him being a street fighter, but Jonathan Banks is saying that since he's been with him, he's picked up some more boxing skills as well.
Yeah, when you say street fight, he's not a street fight style, but what I'm saying is how he fights is he'll bring the fight to you. He doesn't want you to try and be technical with him. He doesn't want you to try and outbox him. He wants you to use your heart, your guts, your fire and your belly to bring the fight to him. That's the kind of fight he's happy with, he's comfortable with. He'd be the kind of fighter I'd have nightmares with, because I don't want to stand and have a fight and have a toe-to-toe. His build, it's for that kind of fighting. It's not Anthony Joshua's kind of build. So the best thing him to do is get Anthony Joshua into the trenches, get him to have a tear-up, because Anthony's long, he's tall, he boxes well on the inside, but he can do it burst. Can he do it consistently? He can, and that's the kind of fight he wants to create, because then it suits him down to the ground. That's when you talk street fighting. That's his kind of fight.
Okay, we're going to leave it there for the moment, as hopefully we'll see a bit more of Dillion when he actually gets the gloves on and gives us an idea of what to expect on Saturday night. We saw great power from Anthony Joshua yesterday. Let's see if Dillion can do the same.
Thanks, gents.
Well, there are just 4 days and counting until Dillion Whyte takes on Anthony Joshua at the O2 Arena. There are plenty of grudge matches in British boxing, and this is no different. We can cross live now to Fraser Dainton, who is at Whyte's gym in Brixton. Hi again, Fraser.
Yeah, good afternoon once again. The public workout has finished here. Dillion Whyte has just got out of the ring. Dillion, first of all, looking very sharp, looking very fresh. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Just, you know, this last couple of days before the fight, just trying to not overdo it, but get some work done, that's all.
You got a real smile on your face while you were in there as well. It's great to have such a big crowd here to watch you today.
I'm always smiling, that's what I do, you know what I mean? I'm always smiling. But yeah, it's good. The people who's turned out to support me, so I want to say massive thanks to everybody who's been supporting me and who still continue to support me.
As you say, you've always got a massive smile on your face. You have been very calm in the build-up to this fight so far, and yet you think that Anthony Joshua is the man who's got a few nerves at the moment.
Listen, you know, he's a very kind of nervy guy, you know what I mean? But, you know, sometimes nerves is good, sometimes it's bad, so we'll see. I just been, listen, I always fight very aggressive, as everybody know, but for this fight, I've been trying to be calm, maintain myself, and stay composed. That's why with my training in there, I wanted to let some bombs go. My coach saying, listen, forget home runs, just touch base. So, you know, it's a little bit frustrating, but it's all right, you know.
Maybe not want to give too much away either?
Nah, listen, man. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, innit? You know what I mean? I'm going to show up and do what I need, whatever I need to do to win. But, you know, it's media day. Nobody really show the real workout media day really does it, you know what I mean? So we just wanted to stay warm, get a workout out of it and do little bits and pieces, so, and that's what we've done.
Obviously, we know that there's some history between you and Anthony. You're not exactly the best of friends. That's an understatement, I guess. Is it going to be a case of who deals with the emotion the best on the night, do you think? That's
what everybody's saying, but this heavyweight boxing, anything can happen. It could be who learns first, who is less emotional, who wants it more, who boxes better, who's more determined, who's willing to get hurt and continue. It could be any one of those things, you know, it could be anything.
And given the fact that you've got similar records in the professional ranks now, is this a case of the both of you stepping up to a big level now as well?
Yeah, it's a big step up for me as well as it is for him, you know what I mean? We've been taking care of the opponents we've been fighting. In all honesty, we both haven't fought nobody really, so we both fighting this. We're two of the best prospects in the world fighting, so you know it's a big step up and it's a big risk for both me and him as well.
We said to him yesterday, obviously nobody's taken him beyond 3 rounds. Is Dillion going to be the man to do that? And he said to us, no, Dillion is not going to take me more than 3 rounds. What do you think?
He can say whatever he wants, man. You know, that's up to him. We'll see. The good thing about boxing is within a few days we will find out, innit? That's a good thing. He can say whatever he wants, but we'll see. We'll see, you know. He's said a lot of things. I won't go past 3, I won't go past 4, but we'll see. I've never been knocked out or knocked down before in or outside a boxing ring, so we'll see.
But are you sure it's not going to go the distance?
Well, listen, whatever, you know what I mean? We've trained for the distance. If it goes the distance, it goes the distance. Obviously, he's not confident in himself to go the distance. He's very worried about going past 3 or 4 or 5 rounds. That's why he's saying things like that. With me, I know I can knock him out with either hands, but I don't care if it goes 1 or 12. Like my coach said, we train for 12, but we don't get paid for overtime. So if you can get it done early in the first round, then get it done early. But I'm not worried about 3 rounds or 4 rounds or 12 rounds. In fact, I want to go a few rounds. I would love to stop him, but I want to go a few rounds. I want to go a few rounds and, you know, like all the professionals will tell you, going 8, 10, 12 rounds, it's a whole different level. And once you go there, you elevate yourself to such a level where mentally, you know that, because like a good friend of mine said, the difference between a 10 round and a 12 round is nothing. It's only mentally. So once you get to 8, you can do 10. Once you get to 10, you can do 12. So I'd like to experience them things and feel what it feels like going into the later rounds and stuff, but we'll see.
One thing's for sure, it should be explosive. You're not going to hold anything back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I always want to entertain and give the fans a good fight. I don't want to be involved in fights where the fans say, oh, Dillion Whyte stink the place and he run for 12 rounds or whatever, but I'll do what I need to do. But, you know what I mean? It's going to be an explosive fight.
We wish you the best of luck, Dillion. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Dillion Whyte there here in Brixton, ready, raring to go. Bring on Saturday night.
Thank you very much indeed, Fraser.
Bring it on indeed. Now let's